So what does it mean to actually love? When we think of love, and we think of especially romantic love, we might think of, say, the Disney films or something really, really special, where there's the guy walking in the bookshop and the books fall, and then he sees the girl, guy, or person he loves, and it's this big, oh, I found the one. And it's especially, it's in the West, it's been ingrained into us that this is what love is like this Prince Charming and this this queen or king kind of love relationship. And this love we're actually looking for, this love we're speaking about now, is something deeper than that. It's recognizing the beingness in you that's the same in the other. There's something that is beyond the person, something beyond the name, the form, the likes, dislikes, and what appears as that person. It's knowing that what you sense in them is the same thing you sense in yourself, which is the shared consciousness, which is the larger, deeper reality. And it's such a beautiful gift to be here in space-time, in this plane, and to experience that love in that way, and also the love that comes from lack, comes from separation, which we've all experienced, where it might feel like always in those kind of relationships, which are very common, you've got something I need, and I've got something they need, and it's don't leave me, how dare you leave me, if you leave me I'll or else. And it's like a battle always. It's like a sword fight. This comes from lack, right? And when we don't feel and know who we really are on a deeper level, as the one mind, as the one consciousness, then we look for completion in the other, because we believe we're seeing the other. We only think of that person as their name, as their likes, dislikes, as the character, the person of them, which are all beautiful things, which are all fine, the uniqueness of us. But we don't see the deeper reality to that person, seeing that they are the same as us. So we're going to see in the world now, we're going to see a new kind of love come through as consciousness continues to flower. We're going to see more of a super love, more of a divine love, of seeing that the love that we actually experience with not just relationships, but with friendships, family, they're all relationships, but the love that we experience completely goes beyond this form. It's a complete appreciation of our infinity, and our infinity being experienced through the body, through what seems like the person in this dimension, and the complete celebration of that with the other. And that's a beautiful thing to have, to actually just be with someone. And it's, more and more, a lot of us will and are starting to experience this. I have, I felt very fortunate. When you meet someone and it completely goes beyond, ego structures and mind structures. There's something greater than yourselves that's allowing this meeting to happen. And it's almost like it is an intimacy. It's a complete intimacy in seeing yourself in everything and the other, because everything here is really just a relationship with yourself, is an intimacy with yourself. And we're not even speaking about sex here. You know, we're speaking about intimacy in a way that even goes beyond physical sex. You know, it doesn't even have to be physical. It's energetic. All of this is energetic. And so we're going to start, as we continue to expand and realize more of the new human and the superhuman. We're going to realize more of this way of experiencing love, what we already are, that we can experience these incredible states, you know, just even by being with someone. You know, you can just, how incredible is that to actually just be with someone? You don't even have to say anything. You can just stand with them or sit with them, and to actually just feel the magnitude of your infinity and your beingness now. The fact that you're something so limitless that's come into this form to experience, to go through the separation. And then when you come together with someone who's also seeing beyond that, who's flowering as well, then it kind of doubles it, because you're both in that space. You know, the consciousness is like, then it's like flowering even more. So we're going beyond something, beyond the personal completely here. And we're bringing this understanding into the person of us, into the uniqueness of us. And that's what love is just seeing everyone as the deeper reality you are. And in form, sure, like, you know, they'll appear as a different expression, and, you know, we don't have to like everyone, but really loving everyone is loving yourself. And that can be very difficult, very, very difficult in an age where you're told who you should be, who you are, you know, what your worth is in the world. But when you know that you are so worthy in this world, that you are an infinite being, that you're something so much greater than what, you know, the news or, you know, maybe old people in your life will say, then it doesn't matter. None of that matters. So we're going beyond, you know, completely going beyond that, the old way of loving here, and seeing that it's all a relationship with yourself. And it even goes beyond gender completely. It's we're going to see more of, like, I think this is where there's so much confusion nowadays around identity and pronouns and gender, is because what's happening is we're waking up to more of our nature beyond identity, right? It's just obvious that's what's happening. So when that happens, of course, in form and in linearity, you know, how we experience the world is through concepts, right? Through concepts, so we can have a sense of moving through the world and understand it. So we're always going to create new concepts. So, you know, all these, you know, 20 new pronouns get created, and it will continue possibly to be like that. Probably people identifying as like part cyborg or something. But what we really are behind that is genderless. Consciousness doesn't have a gender. And I always felt this intuitively, even growing up. I felt this within myself. You know, like, I identify in form and as the person, as a male, but I always felt intuitively growing up, even looking in the mirror, like, intuitively feeling like what I am isn't male or female. And we're going to see more people who identify maybe as non-binary becoming teachers, and possibly, you know, it might be a bit easier for that person to realize their nature, right? Because they're not identifying as themselves with the concepts, right? So they're almost opening up that space that's non-conceptual, to see the love in everyone. And it's got nothing to even do with romantic love. It's that was a bee. I don't know if you saw that. That was funny. It's like just hung around the camera. Got nothing to do with even romance. It's like everything is relationship, even friendship, even family. And so it's seeing the deeper consciousness in all of it, and knowing that how much you love yourself fully, knowing that you are the love in everyone. That's going to show up. You're going to relationships, you're going to attract relationships and friendships that are felt in that same essence, in that same frequency. And that's from the heart, right? And it's these relationships, friendships, whatever you want to call it, it's heart, it's felt. And I've been very grateful with this journey of awakening and realizing this, to have experienced some really beautiful friendships, and even other friendships that weren't founded on that were a lot more in the egoic structure. They have their beauty in themselves because they're here for our growth as well. They're all supported by love. Everything here is supported. Everything here is for you. It's all here for you to realize who and what you are, which is the infinite having an experience as the human of you. So if we can just love ourselves that deeply, then we can experience that forever with people, not just in this form, but in other forms, in other realms. We can, we're going beyond just the personal love here of, I need you, come back, into, we're all gonna love each other forever here. For so long, in other forms, and appreciate the temporary experience of this density and form here with others. Experience and appreciate the beauty of this gift of love, true love, and intimacy with yourself.